The final boss for almost every person trying to change their financial reality isn't the economy, their boss, or their bank accountants. The voice in the back of their head that says, "This is never going to work." If you've ever tried to manifest money, you've likely been told the same thing by every guru on the internet. You must have 100% belief. They tell you that if you doubt, you're lowering your vibration or blocking your abundance. For a logical, analytical, or high-intelligence person, this advice is a death sentence. It makes you feel like your own mind is the enemy. It creates a cycle of shame where you aren't just broke, you're also failing at thinking positively. You try to close your eyes and visualize $1 million. But within 3 seconds, your brain starts listing every reason why you aren't good enough, why you lack the skills, or why you're simply unlucky. This creates a state of cognitive friction, a mental tug of where you have one foot on the gas of your dreams and the other slammed on the brake of your logic. You feel exhausted, not from working, but from the constant internal battle. You look at people who seem to have blind faith, and you wonder if you're just too broken or too logical to ever be wealthy. But what if I told you that everything you've been taught about doubt is wrong? What if your doubt isn't a wall, but a precision tool? Some of the wealthiest people on the planet are chronic second-guessers. They didn't wish their way to the top. They built systems that worked despite their skepticism. To understand why your brain does this, we have to look at the intelligence paradox. According to the Dunning-Kruger effect and various psychological studies on high-functioning individuals, there's a direct correlation between high intelligence and self-doubt. Incompetent people are often blessed with a delusional confidence because they don't know enough to see the risks. But you see the complexity of the market. You see the 1,000 ways a business could fail. You see the statistical reality of the world. Your doubt is actually your brain's quality control department trying to protect you from making a mistake. The problem isn't that you have doubts. The problem is that you haven't given that doubt a job. Instead of firing your inner skeptic, we need to promote it to chief risk officer. When you understand that manifestation isn't a mystical cloud, but a biological process of selective attention, everything changes. In neuroscience, this is governed by the reticular activating system, or the RAS. This is a bundle of nerves at your brainstem that acts as the gatekeeper for your consciousness. Every second, your senses are bombarded with millions of bits of data, but you only consciously perceive a tiny fraction of them. Your RAS filters out what it deems useless. If you try to force a belief, like "I am a billionaire," while your bank account is empty, your RAS flags that as spam or false data and ignores it. This is why blind affirmations rarely work for your gatekeeper won't let the thought in. To bypass this, we have to move away from faith-based manifestation and toward evidence-based engineering. This means we stop asking the brain to believe in a miracle and start asking it to verify a possibility. Imagine your mind is a courtroom. The manifestation gurus want you to walk in and tell the judge a lie without any proof. Your logical brain, acting as the prosecutor, immediately shuts you down. But if you walk in with a single piece of evidence, a data point, the judge has to listen. This is the shift from manifesting through vibes to manifesting through feedback. We aren't going to try to kill your doubt. We are going to use it as a GPS. When you feel that pit in your stomach or that whisper of failure, it isn't the universe telling you no. It's your brain saying, "The current path to that goal is unclear. I need more information." When you stop viewing doubt as a stop sign and start viewing it as a recalculating notification, the mental friction disappears. You don't need to believe the sun will rise for it to happen. And you don't need to believe you are worthy of wealth to start the mechanical process of accumulating it. You just need to lower the security guard's shield so the opportunities that are already around you can actually enter your field of vision. In this video, we are going to dismantle the guru myth and replace it with a high attention, high logic framework that treats your overthinking as a superpower rather than a curse. We're going to stop fighting your brain and start using its natural analytical depth to scan the world for evidence of the possible. By time we're done, you won't be trying to believe, you'll be looking at proof. To manifest money when your logical brain is screaming liar, you have to understand the mechanics of the cognitive dissonance scale. Cognitive dissonance is the mental discomfort you feel when you hold two conflicting beliefs simultaneously. When a guru tells you to look in the mirror and say, "I am a multi-millionaire," while you are worried about next month's rent, you aren't just thinking positively, you are triggering a massive stress response. Your brain's amygdala senses a threat because there's a wide, dangerous gap between your current reality and your stated intention. This friction releases cortisol, which effectively shuts down the prefrontal cortex, a very part of your brain responsible for creative problem solving, strategic planning, and spotting financial opportunities. By trying to force 100% belief, you are accidentally lobotomizing the version of yourself that is actually capable of making the money. This is why logical people often feel blocked. You aren't blocked by the universe. You are blocked by a biological safety mechanism. The shift begins when you stop trying to leap to the top of the belief ladder and instead start building the rungs. We do this through a tool called bridge statements. A bridge statement is a phrase that is 100% logically true. So your inner skeptic has nothing to fight, yet it points your reticular activating system toward the wealth you want. Instead of the high-friction lie of "I am wealthy," you use the low-friction truth. I am in the process of learning the skills that lead to wealth. Or, it is statistically possible for a person with my background to find a new stream of income. Notice the difference. Your brain can't argue with statistical possibility. By using these bridges, you lower the security guard's shield. You aren't trying to convince yourself you've already won. You're simply giving yourself permission to look for the path. This is neuroplasticity in action. You are carving new neural pathways that aren't guarded by the liar. Reflex. Let's expand on the story of Mark, the software engineer who felt like a fraud. Mark's mistake wasn't his doubt. It was his attempt to ignore it. He had a $100,000 check taped to his ceiling. A classic manifestation tactic. But every morning he woke up, looked at that check, and felt a wave of nausea. Why? Because his brain saw a debt of evidence. His doubt was acting as his internal quality control manager, and it was screaming that the product Mark's belief in himself wasn't ready for market. When Mark finally sat down and spoke to his doubt, he asked, "What exactly do you need to see to believe I can charge $10,000 per client?" The doubt didn't say nothing, just have faith. It gave him a list. You need a professional contract. You need to finish that advanced certification, and you need 3 people to tell you your work saved them time. This is the secret. Mark stopped manifesting the money and started manifesting the evidence. He focused his visualization on getting that first testimonial. He used his logical brain to build a case study mindset. When he got that first piece of feedback, his doubt didn't vanish, but it shifted. It went from "you're a fraud" to "okay, maybe you're a junior professional." Then he got the second piece of evidence. then the third. By the time he actually hit his $100,000 goal, he still had moments of doubt, but he had so much physical, undeniable proof in his files that the doubt became irrelevant. He didn't manifest through vibes. He manifested through a feedback loop. For a skeptic, proof is the only currency the brain accepts. When you provide your brain with small, undeniable wins, you are feeding the RAS, the data it needs to keep the gates open for bigger opportunities. To apply these, you must master the next logical step framework. Big goals trigger big doubts. If you are making $40,000 and you try to manifest $1 million, the gap is so large that your brain stays in a state of high cortisol stress. Instead, you must manifest the small win that leads to the big one. Visualize a specific email notification. Visualize a friend mentioning a job lead. Visualize finding a way to save or make an extra $50 this week. These are micro-manifestations. Each time one of these happens, you must consciously label it as evidence. You tell your brain, "See, that worked." The system is functioning. This builds momentum of credibility within your own mind. You are training your brain to see that your thoughts can, in fact, influence your reality. But you are doing it in a way that respects your intelligence. You aren't being delusional. You are being an objective observer of your own progress. You are moving from the impossible to the possible. And eventually, your brain will accept the probable. This is how you build a wealth mindset that is skeptic-proof, because it is built on a foundation of reality that your doubt cannot tear down. The final piece of this puzzle is learning how to deal with the negative what-ifs that plague every high-intelligence overthinker. Your doubt is a master of the worst-case scenario. It asks, what if I quit my job and fail? Or what if I invest this money and lose it all? Most manifestation advice tells you to cancel those thoughts or replace them with blind positivity, but your brain is too smart for that. It knows that risk is real. Instead of trying to suppress the negative, you must apply the objective equation reversal. For every negative what if your doubt produces, your logical brain is now required to provide a positive what if of equal statistical weight. If your brain says, what if I lose my savings? You must respond with, what if I learn a skill that makes me 10 times that amount back? You aren't being delusional, you are being mathematically objective. You are acknowledging that in a quantum field of possibilities, both outcomes are technically possible. This neutralizes the amygdala hijack and moves you back into the prefrontal cortex, where you can actually make the decisions that lead to wealth. Now, let's integrate this into the low-friction wealth method. This is a step-by-step framework for the skeptic who is tired of vibes and wants data. It starts with the probability pivot. Stop asking, can I do this? Your doubt will always say no. Instead, ask, is it statistically possible for a human being to achieve this goal? If the answer is yes, then the path exists in reality. Your job is no longer to believe in yourself. Your job is to become a researcher of the path. You are looking for the map, not the magic. This shift from self-belief to system research removes 90% of the mental resistance that stops overthinkers from taking action. You don't need to be confident to follow a map. You just need to be observant. The second part of this method is the 1% evidence log. Every evening, you are going to record one data point of progress. This isn't a gratitude journal. It's a validation ledger. Did you have a new idea? Did you save $5? Did you see an advertisement for a business model that caught your interest? Write it down. Be doing this, you are manually feeding your reticular activating system the evidence it needs to stay open. You are proving to your internal prosecutor that the case for your success is growing within 21 days. This ledger creates a neural tilt where your brain begins to look for wealth opportunities automatically, not because it's hopeful, but because it has been trained to recognize them as recurring data points. The final pillar is skeptic's action. If you are stuck in a loop of doubt, stop trying to think your way out of it. Instead, perform the action as an experiment. Tell your doubt, I'm 99% sure this marketing campaign, business idea, investment won't work, but I'm going to execute it perfectly just to prove myself right. This is a massive pattern interrupt. When you act without the need for it to work, you remove the performance anxiety that usually causes self-sabotage. Many of the world's most sustainable empires were built by people who were terrified and doubtful every step of the way. They didn't have faith. They had output. The money doesn't care if you believe in yourself. The market doesn't check your vibration before it sends you a wire transfer. It only cares if you provide a service or a product that solves a problem. Your doubt is just a passenger and the car. It can scream as loud as it wants. But as long as it doesn't have its hands on the wheel, the car keeps moving toward the destination. If you are a person who struggles with self-doubt, I have a final piece of good news for you. You are likely more prepared for massive success than the blind believers. Because you doubt, you check your work. Because you are a skeptic, you look for real value in real systems. Your wealth, when it arrives, will be built on the solid ground of reality, not the shifting sands of a temporary high vibe. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be fearless. You don't even have to be 100% sure it's going to work. You just have to be willing to look at the data. We don't do magic here, we do mental engineering. We take the brain you were born with, overthinking, analytical, brilliant brain end. We give it a better set of instructions. If you're tired of being told to just have faith and you want more strategies for the real world, hit the subscribe button. Stay skeptical, stay curious, and keep building. Your doubt isn't the enemy, it's the engine. Now, go give it something worth building.